Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Caitlin and today I am showing you my engagement makeup. Yes, I'm recreating the makeup that I was wearing the night that Wesley proposed to me. So if you're interested in just hanging out, getting ready with me, or seeing what products I used to get kind of this soft glam, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, please make sure you've clicked that subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, click the like button. It really helps out my channel. This video should be going up on a Sunday, and the next video, Wednesday's video, is going to be my giveaway for 300 subscribers on the channel. So please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that giveaway. All right, let's get back into the video, rewind in time with me, no makeup, and see how I got this look. Alright, so my daily foundation lately has been the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. I've got the shade Light. Wherever I purchased this, I thought it was the lightest shade, and it's a bit pink on me, to be honest. So I found since that they actually do sell, I think it's 2 shades lighter than this, in both, what is it? This is Light. I think they do both Fair or Ivory and Porcelain. I'm not sure on the shade names, but I know they sell more than just that. So I actually mixed that with an oldie but a goodie. This is from Urban Decay. This is the Velvetizer Translucent Mix in Medium. And basically this is supposed to create an extra velvety feel with a beautiful matte finish and more coverage. This tinted hydrator is a little too dewy for me on its own, but I don't really like mixing this Urban Decay product in with normal matte products on its own, so this is kind of the best of both worlds. I also have been putting on the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Water Drop Primer. I've got the cucumber one here, but they've got other scents as well. I usually don't go for like a hydrating dewy base, but lately, especially in these colder winter months, my skin's been oddly dry. That's not normal for me, but I definitely want to prep the skin to make sure I don't have dry skin under the makeup, because that's how you can look cakey and have some texture, flakiness, gathering, bunching, you know, makeup sticking to dry spots. I do have some acne I didn't have when I got engaged. We're gonna hope that this mix in medium takes care of that without me having to use any sort of color corrector, because I did not in my engagement makeup. And I'm just basically gonna take like the handle of something and mix this together in my hand, because I don't have a proper mixing tool and like glass mixing palette. You guys probably know that if you saw me mixing up eyeshadow base things in my Makeup Geek video. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave it linked in the cards. You can have a good laugh at me trying to play scientist in that video. So I mix this all up till I can't see the powder anymore, and then just apply it all over the face. This is not the exact makeup, but it's pretty darn close to the makeup I wore at my brother's wedding as well. His wedding was, oh, maybe like 2 weeks or so after I got engaged. And I didn't know I was getting engaged the day I was getting engaged, guys. Just so happened that I knew we were going out to a nice dinner, so I did my makeup nicely, so I got lucky on that standpoint. If you're curious about the story of how Wesley proposed and how it all went down and everything, I'll also leave linked in the cards a Get Ready With Me video that I did recently that kind of described the story of our engagement, like the actual how he did it, how he planned it, all of that. You guys can probably see picking up on camera that this is, like I said, a shade that is just slightly too deep for me, but I can make it work, I feel, especially if I work it into the neck a bit. But that Urban Decay product is lovely. I like that it adds coverage, and I like that it makes it more of a, it says matte, but since this is such a hydrating tinted moisturizer type product, it makes it more of a medium coverage instead of full coverage, and it makes it a little more of a satin finish. instead of dewy, which works better for me. Yeah, and that mostly covered up my acne and any redness as well. Next, I went in with the Wet n Wild Megalast Incognito concealer, just for a little brightening. If I want a concealer to cover acne, I do the same color as my skin tone, but for brightening, I usually go like the lightest shade they have. This is in Fair. I'm using a lot of Wet n Wild products, but look, it just goes to show you can look glam and glamorous on a budget, okay? You really can. Okay, next up, while I'm letting that settle in for a minute, I went in with the medium brown shade of the Item Beauty Brow Chow. This is their Ultra Fine Brow Definer. And it's got one of these little brushes on it, like the NYX Fill and Fluff, that I really don't care for. But I was interested in trying something from Item Beauty, so this is what I chose from Ipsy for my bag, whatever month it was. By the way, I'm doing this entire video with Garfield on my lap right now. He's very content. He's just a lap cat. That's his life. His life's desire is to sit on a lap. So again, if you listen or watched that Get Ready With Me video I did and heard about our new cat, he is doing so much better. Last night is the first night that we left all of the cats up overnight together, like they're not separated anymore. And everything was fine. Nobody got in a fight. Nobody went to the bathroom where they weren't supposed to. So I think we are finally, after about 3 weeks, it's 3 weeks and 1 day since we got him, I think we're finally over the stage of the other cats not really liking him and being okay with him. I mean, Adelaide, our female cat, she doesn't like Salem, our other male cat, either. She probably won't like either of them ever. That's just her personality, but she at least will like avoid them and not seek out any fights with them, which is good. The boy cats are starting to get along. Like, they are sometimes, like, we think they're trying to play with each other, and they were laying pretty close to each other. They weren't touching, but they were laying next to each other on the couch last night. So we're like, oh, are they gonna be friends? So we were hopeful, or are hopeful, that it's gonna continue to get better. But I know some of you are asking for fur baby updates, so he's doing very well. He is sitting right here on my lap. He is a happy cat. When I'm done, if he's still here, I'll show you a little shot of him. I'm going in with a Farrah medium angled shading 55E brush, and I'm just using that to blend out the concealer. I am supposed to be going to lunch with my very best friend. I haven't seen him in months. We met in college. He is also a music teacher about, like an hour, hour and a half away from where I live. So we are catching up a bit after not seeing each other for a few months. And I'm hoping I can quickly achieve this look so I'm not late. I got a little distracted and didn't quite start filming on time because my brother actually came over this morning and was helping with some house repairs. I have a lot of skills, I have a lot of talents. Handyman work is not really one of them. So I had a door that the latch wasn't working, and he basically diagnosed that something was wrong with the latch, and I had to buy a whole new mechanism. So it finally came in, and he was available to come over and fix it. And I was just kind of talking with him, catching up, making sure we had all our gifts and stuff ducks in a row for our family, parents, and all of that. So we got to talking, and I was like, oh my, look at the time, I've really got to go. So next up, I'm just taking my Coty Airspun translucent powder, and this is not the regular one though, this is the extra coverage one, I will say that. And I'm just setting that brightening concealer everywhere. And this is a Laura Lee Los Angeles sponge. I think the e.l.f. one has a similar shape. This is a flat side that I love so much, and that's what I highly recommend if you're looking for a good sponge. I mean, I've applied foundation with that, I've tapped out concealer, I've done powder. It does it all, it's great. So next up, what I did was I took this Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer, one of my favorites as you can see. And I took this Luxie 504 large angle brush that I believe is really meant for blush, but you know, do what you want, use your tools how they best work for you. And I just applied this. I always try to apply my bronzer and blush a little bit higher, try to lift the face. I know that's kind of like the trend and in fashion now. And then I take this other brush. This is the Vasanti Concealer Buffer. No, I don't conceal with it or buff anything out. I mean, I guess I do my nose contour with it with the same Tarte product. Then, just to get a good chiseled out look, I don't do this every day by any means, but this was special occasion makeup and I did do it the day I got engaged, so I'm going to do it today. Took the flat side of a sponge here, coated it with powder, and just carved out where I want that cheekbone to really look chiseled, kind of cutting off and underneath where I just placed that bronzer slash contour. I try to make sure it is like connecting to the mouth and that the angle is, man, at least similar on both sides. What do you think? Pretty even. And then I also take some, same flat side, and carve out the nose here where I put my contour slash bronzer. Just to really, you know, I'm not baking under the eyes because that is where I personally get kind of dry and crepe looking. So I lightly set the under eye with powder, very, very lightly. Like I always start the powder here and then whatever's left I go up under here. But you know, I go heavy on these other portions of the face. So let's see, what do we got next up while we're waiting on that for a minute? I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Potion Primer and prime the eyelids for shadow. I kind of thought about doing my hair the same way I did for my engagement too, but I just didn't have time this morning. So I used a crimper and it looked really nice. I think I showed you guys in that Get Ready With Me video a picture of us. I can't remember for sure. Maybe I just showed you the ring, but it was just like not curled this way, but like crimped waves this way. It looked really, really nice. And I do like my hair that way. So if you guys want any hair tutorials or anything, let me know. I'd be happy to throw them in there for you guys. But if not, no problem. All right, next we went in with the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus in number 3. This is just a little brow gel. I both fill in my brows and gel them. I just feel like the gel helps to really show the individual hair strands and make it look a bit more natural and fluffy than if I only fill them in. It's just personal preference. Of course, you do whatever you want. I'm just like recreating it and showing you what I did on the day I got engaged. It feels weird to say like I've been engaged over a month now. Like it seems like it just happened and it's already been a month. I cannot believe it. I'm gonna go back in with my Luxie 504 Angle Blush Brush. And I'm going in with the Juvia's Place, the Saharan Blush Palette Volume 2. This is only the second product I've ever tried from them. This was a recommendation from Batty Bean. Love this so much. And I went in with a combination of Yara and B for this particular day. So I just take my brush and I kind of dip back and forth. And then I add it. It's kind of on top of the bronzer, I'm not gonna lie, but like I feel like the bronzer is more down here and the blush I put up more here and towards the inside of my face, if that makes sense. It's a very subtle distinction of where I put them. They're very close, but I do want them to kind of blend together. Yeah, this is starting to look kind of like what I had for my blush here. Yeah, I really like it, and I do a little blush here on the temples as well. And then I've got a lot going on my desk here, and I'm trying so hard not to move because Garfield is so comfortable on my lap. Oh, where's my brush? Okay, from Midas Cosmetics. I really like this bronzer brush, not only for bronzer if it's too shimmery to diffuse the shimmer, but it's also really nice just to wipe away powders with. Even though it's a bronzer brush, It really does a good job as a big brush of just pushing everything into the skin. Perfect. Okay, we're getting somewhere, people. Okay, good news. Ryan's running late. I mean, that's not good news, but my friend, he's stuck on the highway, so that buys me some time though with y'all. So for the eyes, I actually used, you might be surprised, the Morphe X Manny MUA palette, Glam palette. Here's what it looks like. I bought this when it came out because I really am a fan of Manny MUA. I love all his Lunar Beauty products. This is certainly not the same quality. It is Morphe quality, but it just looks like a cute little everyday palette, and I really wanted it for the price. I think I paid $17 maybe for this, and was just going for something neutral and glam on that day to go out to dinner, and this came to mind. So that's what I used, and now it's gonna hold a special place in my collection because I was wearing this when I got engaged. So I started first by going in with Dust Cloud, this Fair's shade, just to set the lid a little bit. I do like to do that with this Urban Decay Potion Primer. And I'm just going in with an Morphe M441 to do that. Oh, there goes Garfield. You probably heard his bell. He's jumping down. He's over it. Then I went in with a mixture of Boy Next Door and Sophie, which are these more like cooler toned nudes, beiges if you will, and I just tucked those in the crease like so. Same brush, by the way. Then I'm going on over to a Morphe X Jeffree Star JS6 brush. Had this one for a while. I'm going in with Zaya. It's more of it's not quite warm, it's I think more of a neutral undertone. Hi Garfield. Hi buddy. Did you get tired already of being alone and come back? Yeah, the people want to know how you're doing, bud. Yeah, he's doing good, you guys. Here's his little tail. I don't think I told you guys. He has a really short tail. Like, it's a little stubby, like thicker than normal cat tail, but also shorter. And the vet even noticed it and said, like, it's not injured. It wasn't cut off or anything. He's just got a little short, stumpy tail, and it's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. So that's just another fun fact about Garfield for you. So I'm just building up Zaya a little bit here in the outer corners, and I'll run that a little on the lower lash line here as well. Then with my finger, I'm going to go into the shimmer Leo right here, and I'm just going to put that on the rest of the lid. It's just like a nice deep kind of bronzy color. Now, I will say, you know, is Morphe formula my favorite formula of all time? No, but I do think it is good for the price still to this day. Like, it is pretty cheap and affordable. And obviously I chose to use this palette just like for fun that day, so it's not bad. I'm gonna go in with a bit more Boy Next Door and Sophie just to blend that into the edges here. And then the last thing I actually did was I took a little bit of this Scorpio gold shade and I used my finger for that as well. And I just tapped a bit in the middle just to bring light to the very center of the eye look. I don't know if you guys on camera can see a difference, but in person it really does draw the light back to the center of the eyes. And I like this because even though I have brown eyes, they are kind of like a brown golden, especially when you look in natural light. And I think using gold colors in general, especially in the center, kind of bring out that quality in my eyes, which I really enjoy. Then from the same palette, I just took a JH09. This is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush. And this palette has two highlighters in it too. So I took Nova, which is the more pinky one, Apollo's the more goldy one, and I used that as a little bit of a, it's almost like a blush topper on me more than a highlighter because of that pinky sheen to it. And I just used that, like I said, it's kind of a blush topper, a little bit on the nose, brow bone, all that. And then I took a little Morphe M560 and I used a little bit on the inner corner and brow bone. Pretty much the last thing I did as far as shadow, guys, on the eyes was I used a shade as liner. I really do use shadow as liner a lot these days for kind of like a softer look. So I went in with my Morphe M508 and I used the deepest shade Howl, this matte, as a liner. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly. I mean, there's one eye with and one without. What a huge difference, am I right? Like, you could certainly just do a lash or mascara with this, but this I think just lifts everything and makes it so much more elegant and elevated, and literally all I did was one eyeshadow shade with this brush for a wing. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your comments on that, your feedback, because to me, that's what truly makes the look come together, is that little bit of shadow wing liner. Now the trick is getting the two wings to match, am I right? All right, and there is the eyeshadow complete. I'm just gonna give my lashes a quick curl. Then I'm gonna go in with the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. Here it is. It's just a little sample I got for free, complimentary of Milk and Influencer. And I really like the natural bristles of this. I think they separate my lashes so well. Now I will say I was a little extra on this day, so I'll show you what I mean. I use this for my top lashes. I have found that it does transfer on my lower lashes, so I used a different mascara on the lower lashes. So sorry for being extra, but that's what I did. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. And I did not wear falsies on this day. Wesley honestly likes this kind of look on me, like a more natural glam look. If I do a lash at all, he likes a tiny one. I like to bring the drama, okay? I am a Leo, people. It is what it is. But you know, because this was his card club event and a lot of his friends, I don't know, I just kept it simple and was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna skip the lash. So that's what I did. And it still looks really nice and glamorous, and I personally feel like I have pretty good lashes that if I do several coats of mascara, it can look just fine without lashes. Alright, then for the lower lashes, I'm going in with the NYX On The Rise Volume Mascara. Don't like this wand, it's too rubbery and plasticky for my taste, but does not transfer at all, which is why I have been using it just to use it up, and it is good for my lower lash line. Alright, next up we're going to do a spritz of the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Matte Setting Spray. Ooh, that's getting rather spitty. It is almost gone. Doesn't normally do that. Take my sponge and just dab it in so that I don't have any weird spots anywhere. It's like even in my hair, man. That's intense. That is not my favorite setting spray, guys. I really wouldn't recommend it, but it's what I have. Ooh, do you see those spots? Yeah, we've ruined our blush a little bit here, haven't we? It's okay. I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I used to apply it. Just go back in with your blush, and you can easily cover and blend back in those spots of setting spray. It's annoying, it takes extra time, yes, but it is fixable, so don't totally panic if that happens to you. Okay, I think we're finally down to lips, you guys. So what I used was this combo from Milani. I really love it. It was limited edition, and it is in the shade Shoop. It is a collab they did with Salt and Peppa. First is the Understatement lip liner, and like I said, they're both in shade Shoop. And I do like to slightly overline just around the Cupid's bow for me personally. And then here is the lipstick in shade Shoop as well, 27. And you can see probably, even though it's a kit, like they're not an identical shade. They're both called Shoop, but it's a Shoop kit. The lipstick is more of a reddish, warm undertone. I like that 90s look of a darker lip liner with a lighter center personally. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Here is the makeup I wore for my engagement. What do you guys think? Is this something you could see yourself wearing? Do you think it's too many steps, too extra with the mix-ins and all the stuff that I did? Like I said, I don't do this makeup every day. This is not like my typical routine. This was just something I did for a special night out, and boy, it did end up being a special night out, so I'm glad I spent the time to really make myself feel like I looked my best as far as my makeup is concerned. So thanks so much for watching if you made it all the way to the end, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye!